Hey, if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming that you're in the market for a drone. I was, and after a lot of research and stalling, I ended up getting the HoverAir X1 Pro. I wanted a drone that did great tracking, mostly for mountain biking. I do free ride, downhill, that kind of stuff. Wanted a great drone that would be really good at following, but also it had to have a great camera and also have manual control to get some cool aerial shots from time to time. I first heard of HoverAir from Seth Alvo on Burn Peak a little over 6 months ago. He did a review on the first version, just the X1, and it was great. It looked like it did excellent tracking, but it was only 1080 and it had a max speed of 15 miles an hour, which for biking, that was already a deal breaker. But I was excited to see a new version come out from them because I feel like the concept was really there. So I then considered the DJI Mini 3 Pro and then eventually the Mini 4 Pro. Both of these offer tracking, although it's not their main focus. And then I saw a release date of November 2nd for the HoverAir X1 Pro and Pro Max. I ended up going with the Pro, mostly because I'm cheap, but for what I needed it for, it felt like it would do just fine. The Pro Max offers 8K resolution, although there are some limitations there, and it has a larger sensor, so slightly better image quality as well. If you could swing it, I say definitely go for the Pro Max, but I think I'll be really happy with the Pro. So the total cost for me, I just bought the drone itself with an extra battery, the smart battery, which is primarily used in cold weather, and my total was $578. And before we get into the unboxing video, let's just go over some quick stats. The HoverAir X1 Pro shoots in 4K at 60, 50, 30, and 25 frames per second. It can also do as much as 120 frames per second, but in 1080. It can shoot vertical video, which is great for social media, 12 megapixel resolution, stabilization, proximity sensors, a level 5 wind resistance, so up to about 25 miles per hour. And it has a continuous follow speed of 26 miles per hour, but it can speed up in bursts up to 37 miles per hour if you start to get ahead of it. And so that speed alone was really kind of the decision maker for me. Shipping time was decent from DHL, although I'm happy it survived the careful handling of this guy. The packaging feels like something from Apple, very sleek, feels very high-end. And there it is, the HoverAir X1 Pro. Once I wrestled the box out of its sleeve, a magnetic lid opens and there's the drone. The main body is about the size of a large TV remote. It's very lightweight, but feels like a very quality build. It doesn't feel like a toy the way the original kind of looked. But once folded, it can easily fit in a jacket pocket or something. The quick start guide with a QR code for the Hover app, and an instruction manual that feels beefy, but it's actually only a few pages long. It just happens to be in like 50 languages. This was then pretty cool. They sent you a sample of what the frame is actually made of. It's this hard rubber, it's more flexible than just a typical plastic, but they give you a sample of it and challenge you to try to break it, which I did, and I couldn't, so pretty cool. You then have your USB-C charging cable, which is very short. And here's the smart battery. And there she is. I later bought the case and the charging dock, but I should have just bought them all together at the same time. I was able to do some quick testing before the rain came in, doing the dolly tracking mode as you walk towards the drone, and then the follow. Tried to run around my house like a goofball to see if I could lose it. But it did great. It dodged this shed and this tree. The way it tracks is very fluid and cinematic. I've seen tests of the DJI Neo, and the way the DJI looks, it seems a little more jerky, a little more twitchy, but I like how fluid the follow mode is with the Hover Air. So that's it. As soon as the rain clears out, I plan on doing some first testing with just some jump lines, a little bit of downhill coming up this week. So obviously, I should have said this at the beginning, but you can see by this being a new channel and by the subscriber count, Hover Air did not sponsor this video. But please subscribe, give it a like, and stay tuned for more videos from the Hover Air.